Hey guys. Well, I don't have an intro for whenever I do specific lives, just our Sunday evening routine. I think I'll create an intro for I just do, whenever I do different types of shows. It's not on Sunday. So I think I'll create something like this. So I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I have something that it is really important and a little shocking. The last 2 days, I have been researching on it after the Lord um, told me this. I've been doing research, and so I guess we can wait for a few people to come on. And so, what I'll tell you guys, the Lord actually gave me a word, and I wrote it down. And so, let's see. Bless you, woman of God. I won't be on here too long, keeping up your Saturday. But I was going to share this a couple of days ago whenever the Lord gave it to me. But I knew we had Friday. I knew we had the our watch our movie watch party Friday, and then I jumped on for something else. But so I said I'll tell you guys about this Saturday because I wanted to do some research and get more information for you guys. Um, and so I've been collecting a lot of data. Chat GPT has been helping me out. So you guys understand the reason why I was connecting the data when I let you guys know what the Lord actually told me. Um, okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and let you guys know. Anybody that comes on, I guess later, they can just watch it on a replay. So what had happened, right? I am in Virginia. I moved to Virginia. It's been a little over a year. And so they elected new people, the mayor, governor, all the attorney general, everyone. They just elected a whole new group of people, right? And so the governors, bless you, woman of God. Hey, um, so the governor's first day, she just started like changing all of this stuff, passing these bills. So she was just giving, putting new taxes and stuff out there on like DoorDash, Uber, all of these just new taxes on stuff. And so I was like, wow. And so one of the one of the things that she had there introduced this bill actually has it is what it says is that the tax money for people that live in Virginia, their tax money will start to go towards transgender surgeries. They call it what do they call it? I think um, I have to look. Let me pull it up. But they call it some type of gender affirming care. Gender affirming care. So that means like if you think you're a woman and you don't have womanly, parts, if you got man parts, so I guess you can get a surgery that affirms your gender identity. If you see yourself as something, you can go get the surgery that will make you feel like more of who you want, like sex change surgery. So the governor here, they are introducing a bill that like will force the taxpayers here in Virginia that their tax dollars will go to paying for these surgeries, right? Transgender surgeries. So when I saw that, I was like, oh Lord, what? And so I was talking to the Lord about that, and this is what he said. He said, when it comes to taxes, they have been taking the tax money of the people, not just Virginia. Like he was letting me know, it's this is not something that it's not new. It has been going on for a long time, but Virginia, they are trying to make it a bill here in Virginia. Period, I guess. But it's been going on in the government, which I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share with you guys what I found when I start researching it. Um, yes, woman of God. So yes, and so this is what the Lord said. Okay, so um, he said they are taking our tax money and using it to fund the occult agenda. The occult agenda. Okay, so what is the occult agenda? Like I was saying, it's sacrificing babies and also anything that's got to do with perversion, sexual perversion, gender, gender surgeries, and taking a man and turning a man into a woman, taking a woman, turning a woman into a man, like perverting God's divine order, creation, perverting his creation. That is the whole thing of transgender and the occult agenda. Like if you remember in the Bible, before the world was destroyed with the flood, it talks about the sons of God came down and had, sex with the women, and they had babies, and their babies were angels. So the fallen angels are the ones that came down. They produced these abnormal kids with human women. Okay, that's why the flood had to come, because the whole earth had become perverted. Like they were inbreeding with these um, fallen angels, these demonic spirits or whatever. And so then there was only like the only purebred that was left was Noah. So that's why everything had to be wiped out and started over. But so the occult whole thing is about perversion, sexual perversion, lust, changing what God created and perverted it. So that's why the trend, the gender, sex changes and stuff. They're taking a woman, turning her into a man, then taking a man, cutting all his parts off, turning him into a woman. Right. So what the Lord said, they are taking our tax dollars and taking those dollars and funding the occult agenda. Okay. And so this part right here is going to really, really traumatize y'all. When God told me this, I was pretty much traumatized. I was traumatized. But then I started doing research. Okay, I was like, okay, Lord, I got to find the root. I got to share this with people. So this is what he said. When our tax money is spent on the occult agenda, what it does, and this is the whole reason for doing it like this, um, what it does, it gives the occult, like the occult demons, the occult members, it gives them access to our minds, the people's minds, because we all have to pay taxes. That's the thing. And this, they're doing it like on a large scale. The Lord said it gives them access to our minds and our hearts, and they can control us. So whenever they want to start initiating mind control, and they start sending all these like curses and mind control stuff out, it's gonna land on a lot of people, because we all have to pay taxes. So this is the research that I did, you guys. Hey, bless you, woman of God. Bless you. So this is the research that I did. Whenever the Lord said that it's been going on, like this is not in Virginia. This is not like the first time. This has been going on. So what I had researched to try to see, when did this start? When did they start taking our tax dollars to fund for these type of surgeries? When did all of this happen? Okay, so I got on Chat GTP, and I started, I put in there about tax dollars being used for transgender surgeries, and stuff that's got to do with transgender. And so Chat GTP, after I had to put a lot of information in there, took me all the way back, you guys, to whenever Obama, 2010, whenever Obama um, made the what is it? The Affordable Health Care Act, the Obamacare, whenever he made the Obamacare law. Okay. So there is something in the Obamacare law. It's called um uh it's called 15 1557, something like that. But that part of the Obamacare, it talks about gender identity, that pretty much forcing the insurance companies and Medicaid, Medicare to um, offer these type of surgeries for people to transition. You know, for kids to transition. Whoever wants to have a sex change, they can have it. And so basically, in this bill, in this law, it became law. Obamacare is law. And so the insurance companies had to open up and accept that. And then Medicaid and Medicare. Now, this is the key. Medicaid and Medicare was forced to perform these surgeries for free. Okay. Why? Because the taxpayers' money pays for Medicare and Medicaid. So anybody that is disabled when you get old, um, all our tax dollars, some of that goes into paying for Medicaid, paying for welfare. Okay, so if the welfare and the Medicaid and Medicare from the tax dollars is paying for the people to get these transgender surgeries, that means our money is paying for these surgeries underneath Obamacare. And I was like, what? So, what Chat GTP, you guys, this is going to blow your mind, okay? So, Chat GTP said this was the first time that has ever been done. Nobody was able to create a healthcare system that has done that has focused on any of those type of privileges to force taxpayers to pay for surgeries that is doing that type of thing. And so what I had Chat GTP, amen. What I had Chat GTP to do was to give me a list of whenever it started, and like up until now, like what has happened, like from the time that the taxpayers money was going towards paying for those surgeries up until today. So what he did, so Chat GTP came up with a timeline, and I'll share this timeline with you guys. But what he said, 2010 Obamacare launch. And so in that, like if you read all the what it says in there, it has that part where it's like basically saying this is for gender identity affirming care, whatever care they need to affirm their identity. If they need a sex change to say I'm a woman, they got to, they can get free sex changes. Okay. And then it goes through there. After there, it says Trump. When Trump came in office, Trump put back the restrictions of having taxpayers' money to be paying for that specific care, right? So then it goes down to like when Biden came into office, Biden reversed Trump's executive orders and all of that, reversed it and took it back to where Obama had it, where now taxpayers are paying for these surgeries again. And so now Trump is back in there. And so now he took it out again. So this is what ChatGPT was showing me, like the timelines, what happened. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share a video with you guys that I created real quick. And then if you guys actually want to look at the document, of like all the different um, the bills and executive orders, and it shows you like where you can find everything, so you guys can see. To me, you guys, it looked like it was good and evil. Like the devil was trying to force us to pay for this stuff so the occult people can have control over us. And then God would send someone in there to reverse it. And then they would come back in and put it back in there. And then God would send somebody in there to reverse it. So I want to show this to you guys. Check out this video.
I've appointed a record number of.
I actually made this video. It took me like 2 days to make it. So I made this to kind of show you guys the timeline.
I've appointed a record number of.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me this one right here. Okay, so this one. Okay.
When I am president of the United States.
Of course it's frozen. It's frozen. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it to play, you guys. I can't believe it's frozen. Look at that. Okay. This is definitely demonic. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Everything froze. So this, I'm telling you guys, when I was doing all of this research, I got attacked like crazy last night. So okay, so we're gonna play this again. I hope everything's still working. Okay, I hope everything's working, you guys. If it's not, I guess I will have to jump back on. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this. So I created this video as I was researching. Like I said, I got attacked like crazy. Why is it freezing? I know what. Let me do this. No, it's going to be too long. I'm going to try to do it, you guys. Let's see if I can do it without my video. Maybe it might let me play it. Oh, man. It's acting crazy, y'all. Wow. Are y'all still there? This is crazy. I'm going to try it again. Oh, wow. Let me know if are you guys still there? Can you guys hear me? I'm going to try it again. If it shuts me down, let's see. Okay, let me try it again.
When I am president of the United States, gays and lesbians will have somebody who will fight for equal rights for them because they are our brothers and they are our sisters.
In 2008, our country elected a leader who not only acknowledged the LGBT community, but who embraced it.
I'm here with you in that fight. Well, welcome to the White House, everybody. I know I'm a little late, but that's okay because we got some big business to do here. Many of you have worked for a long time to see this day coming. In a few moments, I will sign an executive order that does two things. First, the federal government already prohibits employment discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. Once I sign this order, the same will be explicitly true for gender identity. And second, we're going to prohibit all companies that receive a contract from the federal government from discriminating against their LGBT employees. President Roosevelt signed an order prohibiting racial discrimination in the national defense industry. President Eisenhower strengthened it. President Johnson expanded it. Today, I'm going to expand it again.
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? All you getting it in? Somebody's getting it for you. What's good, people? Woo, what's good, people? I'm not going to make this video very long. I just want to talk about something that's been, been reoccurring with me and a couple of girlfriends of mine. It's been talking about the Obamacare. The Obamacare now approves sexual reassignment surgery for transgenders. Did you hear what I said? I said Obamacare now approves sexual reassignment for transgenders. The ban has been lifted. For the conservatives that did not want to deal with this issue and it kept sweeping up under the rug because they didn't want to deal with it, they didn't want to deal with it. Well, they now finally decide to deal with it, and it's been approved. It's been lifted. You can now have a sex change. As far as New York, I know they're doing it over there, and you can also go through Medicare, that means welfare. And glad that the ban has been lifted, so you girls out there can now officially get yourself a vagina, of a JJ, and stuff like that. If that's what you want to work for, you would say you want to be a woman. Now it's your big opportunity. It's
Proposing a major transgender rights rollback. The move would remove policy changes made by the Obama administration.
Once again, Trump and Pence are trying to take away our rights.
Only this time, it's a direct attack on the health care of LGBTQ people.
Here's the long version. They're interpreting Section 1557 of the Affordable Care Act to remove explicit protections for LGBTQ people in healthcare programs and activities by eliminating explicit protections from discrimination based on sex stereotyping and gender identity.
Here's the short version. It's discrimination.
With this proposed regulation, Trump and Pence threaten to undermine crucial protections for LGBTQ people under the Affordable Care Act.
The administration puts LGBTQ people at greater risk of being denied necessary health care solely based on their sexual orientation and gender identity.
The Biden administration says the government will protect gay and transgender people against sex discrimination in healthcare. Now, the move reverses a Trump-era policy that defines sex to mean gender assigned at birth. Today's announcement will bar healthcare providers who receive federal funding from discriminating based on someone's gender identity or sexual orientation.
Gay and transgender Americans will be protected against sex discrimination in healthcare under U.S. law after the Biden administration reversed a Trump-era policy. The Trump administration defined sex as gender assigned at birth, deliberately excluding transgender Americans from protection under the federal law.
There are only two genders, male and female.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says Congress will not allow U.S. tax dollars to be spent on puberty blockers or sex change surgeries for transgender kids of military members, the Daily Wire reports. Section 708 of the House's National Defense Authorization Bill states medical interventions for the treatment of gender dysphoria that could result in sterilization may not be provided to a child under the age of 18. Military members and their families usually receive health care coverage through TRICARE, the health care program for the military. The American Public Health Association completed an analysis in 2022 of transgender youth in military families and found at least 2,500 children actively sought care for gender dysphoria through TRICARE Prime Insurance at military or civilian treatment facilities in 2017, and 900 received hormones. Speaker Johnson told the Daily Wire, taxpayer dollars should never be used to support procedures and treatments that could permanently harm and sterilize young people. In this year's NDAA, we're taking a critical and necessary step to protect the children of American service members from radical gender ideology and experimental drugs.
Carolina for 1 minute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative Norman, for your amendment. Mr. Speaker, my constituents do not send their hard-earned tax dollars to Washington so that they can be funneled to abortion providers or hospitals that mutilate children. Yet that's exactly what many of these earmarks do. A vote for this amendment will remove $3 million for Seattle's Children's Hospital, which proudly offers transgender care to children. It would strip $1 million to Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, which also provides transgender treatment to minors. It would remove over $2 million to Catatas Valley Healthcare in Washington State, a facility that performs chemical and surgical abortions even after 20 weeks.
Today, I'm going to expose some of the initiatives USAID has funded over the years and ask each of you a yes or no question. If you believe these expenditures of American taxpayer dollars put America first, so it'll be yes or no. USAID awarded $2 million to strengthen trans-led organizations to deliver gender-affirming health care in Guatemala. So to each of you this morning, does this advance the interests of American citizens paying for trannies in Guatemala to the tune of $2 million? Yes or no? Governor?
I have no position.
Of course you don't.
The Baltimore City Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Affairs instructs city employees about different gender identities. Participating offices include Baltimore City Police and Fire.
Okay, you guys, I was going to pause it for a little bit because I put a few more parts of this. Let me take it off so it's not. I'm going to take it off. Okay, so that's not going to freeze me if I take it off. But trying to talk with it on, it seemed like it's trying to freeze me. But you guys, I made the video. It's longer. It's got more stuff on it, but I wanted to pause it and take a break from it. But you guys, this is crazy because let me tell you, for anyone that is just coming on, let me share with you what the Lord said that our tax dollars, because we are paying taxes, we have to pay taxes. We cannot get out of paying taxes in the United States. We just can't. It's something we have to do. So what they have been doing is taking our money, the taxpayer money, and they are the Lord said they are funding occult agendas with our money, with our tax dollars. So if you guys know, like if you go to a person, you go to a psychic and you give that psychic money and you have her to or him to give you a reading or whatever they give, you giving your money to that psychic is attaching you to witchcraft and the occult. So you'll probably start getting attacked. You may have a curse on your life. It's a lot of stuff just by you giving them money, just by you participating in whatever they're doing, by giving them money. So by them taking our money, the government and passing bills, making laws that automatically take our money and put it into things that have to do with the occult, like surgeries that's changing a person's sex, changing them from a man to a woman, and taking our money to do it with. But the Lord was saying it's an occult agenda. It's the occults that's making that happen so that because our money, me and your money, all of us that pay taxes, our money is going to fund the occult. And now, because it's like they get access to every person in the United States, every person they got access to. If you pay taxes, your money has went out to pay for these surgeries. And you guys, when I was doing research, they have been sending our tax money to like other countries and paying for sex surgeries in other countries and abortions. Our money is paying for this stuff. So the Lord was saying the way they're trying to do it is that they can get all the people in the United States, them attack, like almost like initiating us, getting us initiated into the occult by having taken our money and funding their agenda. Now they have access to us. You know, they can do mind control over us and get us to do whatever they want to do. But let me tell you what the Lord said their agenda is. Okay, he said their agenda is to control people so that they can bring Satan to the earth and make him more dominant in the earth. Okay? So if they can control us and pretty much control what we do, and then they can bring Satan to the earth and make him more dominant in the earth. And you guys, let me tell you something. This is something the Lord this has been probably last year sometime the Lord woke me up one night, and it was really like urgent. And so he had said this name, I can't remember, it was a name of a spirit, it was a name of like this demon. And I was like, okay, Lord, what was that? He said that the occults, no, I know what it was, because this was this was another situation when he told me about this demon that they were trying to get. But this was this one situation. When I had woke up, I heard the word summon. And so he told me it was a specific demon that was in the earth that was trapped. You know how there's really evil spirits, evil demons that are trapped and they're not supposed to be released on the earth until you know, until the end times, like, you know, whenever before well, they're supposed to be released on the earth later on. And so God woke me up and he said, the occults are trying to summon this demon up from the earth to get him in the earth so that he can start tormenting people and destroying things. They were trying to summon the spirit up, you guys. And so the Lord, I mean, I was like, oh man, what in the world? What are we supposed to do, Lord? So the Lord told me certain prayers that I had to pray and ask him to do so that he can stop them from doing that, because they were trying to summon up this really powerful demon, you guys. And so the Lord said here, the reason why they're trying to connect all of us to the occult to get us to fund this stuff so that they can control whenever they're ready to do whatever they're trying to do. All of us have they have access to all of us. And so then they can put this control thing over everybody and then probably try to summon Satan up or try to get us to start doing evil things so that Satan can actually come up and Satan can be in the earth. Actually, probably physically, that might be the Antichrist, but to bring him in the earth and make him dominant. But so, you guys, and so, but we are going to be able to do something. So I'm going to share with you guys what we're going to be able to do. Let me see what else the Lord gave me. Okay. And so I'm going to finish playing this video that I created. But let me know if you guys have any questions. But I'll go ahead. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'll go ahead and finish playing it. I wonder if I should take my video off. I don't want it to freeze up. I think I'll take my video off and play this.
Firefighters.
Patrick Huff from our Spotlight on Maryland team investigates what's included in these trainings and how much they cost taxpayers.
This is the genderbread person. The mayor's office of LGBTQ affairs used it to train thousands of city employees. And it's an effort funded by your tax dollars.
The Baltimore fiscal year 2026 budget provides more than $400,000 for the mayor's office of LGBTQ affairs, $300,000 of which it uses for the salaries of its three. For the office is to provide citywide cultural competency training. We obtained documentation of these trainings in a public information request. Included is a genderbread person activity, which is used to instruct city employees on how people can have a different gender identity, gender expression, and anatomical sex. The training document shows that city employees learn to define terms such as asexual, transgender, pansexual, and genderqueer.
And it's a shame how they're wasting public tax dollars.
That's Reverend P.M. Smith, a Baltimore City native who founded the Hope Academy and serves as the pastor of Huber Memorial Church. He said the mayor's office of LGBTQ affairs is an example of how the Baltimore City government has strayed from its core services.
$400,000, what does that do to make this city safer? $400,000, what does that do to elevate the education of our kids? $400,000, what does that do to make this place more affordable?
Okay, so this is something different. This is this guy, God actually gave him a dream about Obama, and I wanted to share this with you guys because this is you guys can let me know what you guys, if you want to interpretate his dream also, but what he's actually saying his dream was. So I'll go ahead and play it.
Hey, this is Jason. Welcome to the new video. This is my dog, Bicycle. I'm going to talk about a dream I had several months ago about Barack Obama. In this dream, I was in a hotel room with my girlfriend and Barack Obama. And Barack was sitting down in a chair. And he said he needed us to go get something from the front desk. So we go down into the lobby, go to the front desk, ask for whatever it is we're picking up. And they come with a big cauldron, and they set it on the front desk. We take the cauldron and take it back up to the room, like a witch's cauldron. It was big. And we set it down in the hotel room next to the door. And I look over, and Barack is sitting in a chair. I look back, and I see all these dried up, withered leaves all on the ground around the cauldron. And in your dreams, sometimes you just know things. In this instance, I knew that those leaves were in danger and that it was very important to get them off the ground so that Barack wouldn't throw them into the cauldron. However, I knew that I couldn't do this in front of Barack while he was sitting there watching me. So he left. He went out of the room. And then real quick, I swept them all up, and Beth helped me. We swept them all up into a trash bag using a broom. Swept up all the leaves, and then I looked back at the ground, and there were no leaves on the ground anymore. Barack Obama came back in. He looked around. He saw there were no leaves on the ground, and I could tell he was upset. He was upset that all the leaves had been swept up. Now, what happened next was strange. I said, Obama, what is the cauldron for? And he said, it's just for decoration. And that was the end of the dream. So I had prayed about this. I prayed for the interpretation because it was one of those dreams that I knew was given from the Lord. And of course, all things are discerned by the Spirit. So I just asked the Lord that he would help me with this. And the next day, I went into the bathroom and I was brushing my teeth. And it was just like all this stuff started coming to me. The leaves, the dried up withered leaves, represent the many, many believers, the people who profess faith in Jesus Christ that have fallen away from the faith, that are either backslide into sin, led astray by doctrines of men and demons. Basically, people that are not abiding in the vine, that don't know Jesus Christ as he is and are not abiding in him. And apart from him, we can do nothing. That's what the Bible says. So they were dried up and they were in need of getting swept up. Now, in this dream, I was doing the sweeping up and Beth was doing the sweeping up. And I believe what that represented is helping people in order to get them ready to get swept up or raptured when that day comes. I'm not going to be doing the rapturing, but as the Lord Jesus vessel, his spirit in us can do awesome things to kind of enable people to come to him in a true way, to learn who he is and to come to him by that. Of course, I can do nothing to draw people into him. It must be the Spirit. And the Spirit can work through us to draw people to him. Us in our flesh, we can accomplish nothing spiritually apart from the Lord. So just thought I'd share that with y'all. I'm not quite sure what the cauldron represents, but I got the feeling that it was some sort of persecution. I don't know if the cauldron represents the day of the Lord, or the 7 years when the beast is reigning in the earth, or a holocaust of believers who are left behind in the United States. I got the feeling that it was going to be very, very tough for those dry leaves that didn't get swept up. But in this particular dream, I believe all the leaves were swept up off the floor. I didn't see any more. If y'all got any comments on this or any questions or...
Okay, you guys. So what do you guys think about that dream? I saw that, and so I was like, oh man, okay, let me just attach this, because with the witch's cauldron, I guess, that is, to me, that's like saying that is some type of witchcraft, some type of occult stuff that is going along with all of this stuff that's going on. But like I was saying, when the Lord told me that this is the agenda, by us actually, our tax dollars going to fund sex changes, gay, transsexual sex changes, not like really helping people, but sex changes for gay people. That was, Obama put that inside of Obamacare, you guys, and abortion. Now let me tell you this. This is why this kind of brought a lot of things to. It made sense to me, because around that time when Obamacare, I guess when it had first came out, a little later, I remember I tried to sign up for, because they were saying that it's free healthcare, or you get really cheap healthcare or whatever. And at that time, I wasn't working. So I was going to sign up to it, just so I can get price on healthcare. So when I signed up for it, now when they asked for my, how much money I was making, all the stuff, I put nothing because I didn't have a job at the time. So they would not approve me for any free healthcare or anything like that. The cheapest healthcare, the cheapest insurance that I could get was like $500 and something a month. And I was like, what? That's not cheap. But guess what? Guess what the only thing they approved me for was a little Medicaid thing. But this Medicaid thing was only if I wanted to have an abortion. That's the only thing I can get for free through Obamacare was abortion. You guys, that's it. If I wanted to get insurance, now I wasn't working, so I have no income. But if I wanted to get health insurance, I had to pay $500 a month with no income. But the only free thing you'll give me is you'll give me insurance so I can kill a baby. That's what you'll give me insurance for, so I can have an abortion. But if I want insurance, I got to pay $500 a month, and I don't have no money. So you guys, to me, this is just my opinion. I feel like the whole thing was a setup to give out free abortions, to give transsexuals free free sex changes, and then everybody else got to pay for insurance. Free abortions, free trans surgeries, and then everybody got to pay insurance. That's what I feel like. It was like a massive thing to get to just like have our tax dollars, because with the abortion, that was free. So that means that was tax dollars paying for those abortions. Every person that got Obamacare and they got that free abortion, tax dollars paid for that. Everyone that got Obamacare and they got that free trans surgeries, tax dollars paid for that. So he made it law so that those two things that people can get for free, but it's coming out of taxpayers' dollars. So I feel like that whole thing was a setup. And so whenever Trump came into office, like I said, Trump came and he took that out of there. They were saying, we don't agree with taxpayers' dollars paying for surgeries or paying for abortions. We don't agree with that. That's not right. And so they took it out. And then, of course, Biden came back in. Now we got to put that back in there. Transgenders, they got to be able to get their surgery so they feel good and they feel happy. And people got to be able to get free abortions because they shouldn't have to be forced to take care of a baby. Put that back in there. Put it back in there for 4 more years. Then here comes Trump. No, we got to take that back out. We're not, So, you guys, when I was researching this, I promise you, it was like a good and evil battle. Force the people to pay for abortions and transgender surgeries, and then good came in. No, you can't force them to pay for that. That's against their religion. That's against what they believe. Their money should not be attached to occult agendas. Take it out. Nope, we're going to put it back in there. Like, you guys, I promise you, it was good. It was like when I was looking at it, it was like good, evil, like God was trying to get remove that law, because that law is causing his people to be a part of something that is against God, totally against God. And it's an occult agenda because they're trying to bring Satan, they're trying to summon these demons up in the earth. They're trying to summon up these demons that have been locked up in the earth for the last days. They're trying to summon them up out of the earth. And so if they can get everybody in the United States, or a large amount of people that is initiated into the occult, whether they know it or not, then they have enough to call these demons up, you guys. So I have some good news for you guys. I have some good news. And the good news is, what I would do every Sunday is make sure you put this on your prayer list, and the Lord said he will honor it. Ask the Lord to remove all curses from your finances because of the taxes that you pay, and ask him to remove the connection that the occults have to you because of your taxes. Because of right now, they've already removed it from the bill that our tax dollars is going to fund these things. They removed it. Trump removed it as soon as he came into office. If you guys saw, whenever I showed the part, when he came in 2025, he removed it. So right now it's removed, but a lot of states still have it. Like I was saying when I first came on, the here in Virginia, the governor just came in like 2 weeks ago, and she just introduced a bill that takes our tax dollars here in Virginia and funds transgender. They call them gender affirming or surgeries. That's what they call it, care. And so she's actually introducing that bill. So they're probably going to pass it because they got the whole party won the election here. So they're probably going to pass that. But I'm moving. I put my house on the market. I'm going back to North Carolina because I don't want my tax dollars going to stuff like that. But so the Lord said, you guys, if you want to do it every single week, just make sure you put it on your prayer list. Heavenly Father, I ask that you remove the connection and the access that occults have to me and to my finances because of the taxes that I've been paying. So just put that on your new prayer list. So regardless when you're paying your taxes, whatever they're doing with that money, God can remove the access that they have to you and your money because of what they're spending it on. So it's not connected to you. Okay. Yeah. So let me know. And let me just share something with you guys. Just so like this had, I think it was maybe like a couple of months ago. this prophetess, she's probably on here tonight, but she won a lawsuit against a job that she used to work at because of the way they treated her. So she won the lawsuit. And so the Lord actually told me specifically to tell her the money that she had won from the lawsuit, for her to pray over that money, because that company was cursed. And so because she won money, they had to pay her. That money she had was cursed. So and so we prayed that that curse would be removed from the money. The curse would be removed from the money, because the place where she worked, that company was cursed because of, I guess, the way they treated people or whatever. The finances was cursed, so we had to get the curse removed from the money. So you guys could be working at a job, and maybe that job, maybe they're doing things that's illegal, and when you're getting your paycheck, that money is cursed. So you can actually pray and ask the Lord to remove curses from your finances, your paychecks, your income tax checks. Anytime you get money, when money is coming in and out, ask the Lord to remove curses and to disconnect you from any type of occult stuff that money is attached to. Just ask the Lord to disconnect you from the occult and any curses that is attached to that money. Okay. All right, you guys. So, so yeah, this was, I might, let me put some of this up here. Bless you, woman of God. Oh, no problem. Bless you. Yeah, you guys, crazy. It really is crazy. Definitely try to get all of us to feel it, those two. Amen. Witchcraft in the government is more real to me now. You guys, it totally insane. Bless you guys. Amen. Bless you, woman of God. And you guys, like I was saying, I was getting attacked this morning. I was like, Lord, what in the world? Because all the stuff I was researching, the spirits that's attached to all of this stuff, they attack me. And so I was like, oh man. That's why when I got on here and stuff started freezing up and like blah, I was like, oh yeah, this is real. But you guys, so this agenda is so huge. Like I said, chat. Okay, let me I'm just gonna show you guys this. If you want this, I will put it in the description. This is basically what Chat GTP came up for me. Like he went through and he provided like the timeline, like 2010, the Affordable Care Act becomes law, and he goes in here and he talks about what was in there with the that was bringing like the transgender policies and stuff that was in there. And so that's when it started. Obama was the first person to ever do something like this. But you guys, as you know, Obama was the president. He was the president to the gay people. You know, he turned the White House gay for gay pride, and he celebrated gay pride. And, you know, he was the gay people's hero. And so he started it. And then, like it says here, you have Trump. See, Trump has been, if you see 2025, Trump has been trying to change all of this stuff. He's putting out executive orders trying to stop it. You know, he's trying his best, but they're trying to destroy him because they see what he's trying to do. But and then this is another thing, you guys. This is another thing. Something that I'm going to play that video, but something that Obama, like when he was in office, let me tell you how good he is. So good. When he was in office, what he did, he put a lot of judges, gay judges, transgender judges, and people in power, gay people in all of these roles, all of this power, all from the Pentagon, labor. He said everything. He put them in power when he was in office. So that's why Trump is having a tough time trying to pass laws and get this stuff removed, because these judges that are gay are shooting him down. Now check this out. Actually, Obama says this.
I've appointed a record number of lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender public servants to positions across my administration. They are ambassadors and federal judges, special assistants, senior advisors from the Pentagon to the Labor Department.
Okay. All right. So he set everything up. He put them, the transgender and the gay people, in these places of power so that nobody could come in and change any of this stuff. But that's why they were fighting Trump so bad. Like, they hated him. No other president, I mean, I've ever heard of has been treated like him, but they were trying to kill him, almost assassinate him, everything, so he couldn't get back in there to change anything. You guys, are you guys getting this? I'm telling you, this is good and evil fighting here. God does not want his people, their money being initiated into the occult, paying for these type of things. He does not want our money doing. That's why he told me this. And so when I was doing the research, I was actually seeing, man, that's what's been going on. It's about getting our money to fund occult agendas, so that occult people, whenever they want to just put out a mind control thing and have everybody mass, bewitched and everybody under their spell, nobody won't be able to fight it, because all of us is initiated. Our money has been paying for this stuff, and they've been doing it secretly, undercover. Nobody knows what they're doing. And so, but if you guys want this, like I said, I'm going to put it in the description. I'm going to download it and upload it as soon as we finish with this live stream. And, so you guys could actually see, like I was saying, it's crazy whenever you see, like, the judges here. You got 2025 federal court challenges. Like, you have the judges was trying to shoot down when Trump was trying to do anything to try to get change the Obamacare, anything to try to stop our money from funding these things. The courts was shooting him down. Remember, these judges that have been appointed, they are gay or transgender. They have already been put in those places of power to be ready to make sure nobody can change it. That's what they were placed there. Everything was strategic, you guys. Everything. All right, so like I have always been saying, like, you cannot see this as politics. This is not politics. This is good versus evil. They're using politics to smokescreen us so that they can control us and bring the Antichrist or whatever demon they're trying to summon. They've been trying to summon up this powerful demon for a while. So they're trying to really bring this thing up. And so Christians, we just got to, ask the Lord to kind of, reveal to us what's going on, so that, but like I was saying, just ask the Lord to remove access that they have to you through your taxes being spent on those type of things. Ask him to remove the access. Do it every week, like I said, because your state, they may be taking your taxes to fund certain things if you're in certain states. But always do it every single time you get a paycheck too. And the money, anytime money come in or money go out, just always do that, you guys. Okay. All right. Amen. It's so crazy, woman of God. I mean, like I was saying, I got attacked like crazy. And so I might get attacked tonight too, but it's worth it. Amen. All right, guys. So like I said, if you guys want that PDF, I will put it in the chat. Does Arizona have that law? Actually, let me look real quick, because ChatGTP did give me a list of states that already have the law. Let me pull it up real quick so you guys can see. Like I was saying, I've been doing research on ChatGTP, because he can pull up all the laws. Okay, so federal timeline. Okay, let's see. I do have a list of the states, though. Here they go. I'm going to see if I can share my screen, you guys. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Okay. So here is the list of states. Okay, so it has states with laws or policies affecting public funding of transgender related care. Okay, so we have Alaska, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Dakota, Oregon. Let's see. Pennsylvania, Roanoke, Vermont, Washington, Wisconsin. Okay. Okay, so those are the states that actually have public funding where the taxes are going to fund these type of things that's in there. And so coming up, if they accept it here in Virginia, will be on that list too. So, and the last time she offered was $20. She has hesitant to not want to put it in my. Oh, I haven't actually seen that. I'm sorry, woman of God. Amen. Thank you. Amen. So yeah, you have some states that they're totally against that type of stuff. Like it's going to be more of the conservative states, which when you think about it, conservative people are going to be more Christians. You know, if you're open for whatever they give you, you know, whatever sins and you know sex changes, and then you're not going to be conservative. Conservative people are very strict about, you know, they have traditional beliefs. So any conservative state, I know North Carolina when I was younger, abortions was banned in North Carolina for a long time. You had to go to another state that was open to that type of stuff to get abortions. So a lot of traditional and conservative Bible believing states, they're not going to participate in stuff like this. So, but okay, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, whenever the Lord revealed this to me, I was going, you know, I was like, okay, how long has this been going on? Who started it? You know, I was like, so when I started doing research, I was like, oh man, so it was hidden inside of Obamacare. That's how it became like everybody done paid money into it. And so that's why it's been so mass crazy. Like if you look at the evil stuff that's going on, it's been masked like evil, evil, evil. I've been wondering how in the world did it get so evil? And it's because the cults are controlling people. Whatever they say, people believe it. And then all of a sudden people are like chanting the same thing. It's like brainwash and, you know, crazy. Even this reporter that was in Minnesota and he was at one of the riots and he was like he actually said this. I should have made a clip of his video saying this. He said that whenever he was there, he said the atmosphere and the people, he said it seemed like the people were like having like psychosis. And you guys remember we just did a video about the spirit of psychosis, that spirit of psychosis comes because of the occult or witchcraft participating in that. And so he was saying that that's what it seemed like, that the people were like having a psychosis, like they were like, that's what he was saying. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that's occult stuff. You know, that's what the Lord said. I live in California almost. Oh, I lived in California almost all my life. Then moved to Arizona. Amen. Bless you, man of God. Amen. Can you please put that in the description? Oh, with the states. Okay, I'll do that. I'll put both of them in there. As soon as I get off here, Minnesota on there, and look at what's happening. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, you guys. It's pretty crazy. And if you guys also want to stand in the gap and pray for other believers that, that God will remove the access that the occults have, when you're praying for yourself every week, pray for other believers that may be in the same state, that God will remove the access that occults have to them too, that through their taxes being paid into that stuff. Love of money warfare. Okay. All right, guys. So I will go ahead and get this stuff and put it in the description. And bless you, woman of God. I'll go ahead and put this in the description so you guys can download it. You can just click on the link and I'll put it. I'll put it in Google folder, and you guys could just download it. So I'll go ahead and work on that right now. And so tomorrow is Sunday, and so our topic for tomorrow, for our Sunday evening routine, is ministering angels. And all right, you guys. So I'll go ahead and let you go. And don't forget to pray every week. Put it on your list. Good night. Good night.